Have you ever wondered how a single act of kindness can transform an entire life, even when darkness seems to surround every step? In the soft, pre-dawn hours, as the mist still clung to the cobblestone streets and a quiet drizzle tapped on time-worn windows, Sam stepped out into a city that felt equal parts familiar comfort and haunting uncertainty. The air carried the faint, rich aroma of freshly baked bread from a nearby bakery, mixed with the crisp tang of damp leaves, a sensory reminder of autumn's embrace. In that pensive moment, with the gentle hum of an awakening city in the background, Sam's heart braced for another day filled with the weight of personal challenges. His tired eyes held the quiet desperation of someone who had lost his way, yet he couldn't shake the small, stubborn spark inside him that whispered, "Hope is just around the corner." Sam's life had always been a mosaic of simple pleasures and hidden struggles. Each morning he walked the narrow lanes of his neighborhood, a charming blend of old brick facades and modern touches that evoked the spirit of both the UK and Canada. The subtle clatter of bicycle wheels on ancient cobblestones and snippets of conversation floating from nearby cafes painted a picture of community life, one that was as vibrant as it was transient. Yet behind the smiling faces and everyday hustle, Sam bore the burden of uncertainty. A recent job loss had left him adrift, questioning if his once promising future had been nothing more than an illusion. In those early moments, as gray clouds gathered overhead, the chill wasn't solely in the air. It had seeped into his soul. As the day unfurled, an unexpected encounter planted the first seed of hope in Sam's heart. While treading the familiar path past the community center, his gaze was caught by a mural sprawling over the brick wall, a tapestry of vibrant colors depicting scenes of compassion and unity. The mural seemed to whisper stories of challenges overcome and lives intertwined by the bonds of kindness. Before Sam could lose himself in its beauty, a warm, melodious voice broke through his reverie. "Good morning, Sam," said Ms. Harper, the elderly owner of the center who was known for her open heart and generous spirit. She didn't just greet him. She embraced him with a sincere smile and invited him to share a cup of tea in her modest little room, adorned by decades of memories. "Sometimes, my dear, a simple gesture can remind us that we're never truly alone," she murmured, her words floating like soft lullabies through the quiet room. Can you imagine how he felt at that moment, as her kindness lit a candle in the dim corridors of his mind? The day grew warmer, and Sam's internal world, though still turbulent, began to stir with cautious optimism. Yet as he navigated the familiar streets, the pressures of reality soon reasserted themselves. With mounting bills and a relentless inner critic that questioned every step he took, Sam's footsteps faltered. The raucous laughter from passing groups seemed to underscore his isolation, and the vibrant chatter in open-air cafes highlighted the stark contrast to the loneliness simmering within him. In that moment, the city, with all its delightful sensory wonders, the rustling leaves, the distant chime of a clock tower, and the soft patter of rain, became a stage for an internal drama where hope and despair danced an intricate tango. Late that afternoon, as the world outside glowed with a gentle amber hue and the pavements began to reflect the sky's changing palette, an unexpected twist sent tremors through Sam's carefully constructed doubts. Arriving at his small flat, he found at his doorstep an envelope, its worn edges suggesting a long journey. With hesitant fingers, he opened it and discovered a letter written in his father's elegant hand, a hand he had not seen in years. The letter revealed a secret kept hidden from him, a trust fund set up to ensure his future, and more profoundly, an invitation to be part of a community project his father had quietly initiated. This project, dedicated to nurturing local gardens and sustainable spaces, was designed to bring together people from all walks of life in a shared pursuit of growth and renewal. The shock of this revelation was profound. How could something so unexpected emerge from the past, The letter carried not only a financial lifeline but also a spiritual inheritance, a legacy of hope, resilience, and an unwavering belief in the transformative power of community. In that instant, every anxiety and fear seemed to dissolve into the comforting warmth of possibility. Can you imagine the surge of emotion that coursed through him as he connected the dots between his father's hidden love and the struggles he'd faced? Emboldened by this newfound clarity and the gentle reminder of kinship, Sam stepped out into the twilight with a spirit reborn. That evening, while wandering through a park painted in the golds and russets of a fading sun, he encountered a young artist named Lila. Dressed in a kaleidoscope of colors and carrying a sketch pad that brimmed with unspoken dreams, Lila was offering free portraits to passers-by. Her laughter was infectious, and her eyes sparkled with an intense passion for life that was impossible to ignore. "Every line I draw is a piece of my heart shared with the world," she explained softly as she sketched a quick portrait of a smiling stranger. In that brief yet profound interaction, Lila's generosity, an act of pure, unadulterated artistic kindness, communicated without words that beauty and hope could be found even in the smallest moments of human connection. Sam found himself smiling for the first time in weeks, recognizing that sometimes even art could serve as a bridge between despair and joy. Yet life, as it often does, presented Sam with familiar specters of vulnerability, the fear of failure, and the haunting shadows of past disappointments that threatened to stall his progress. It was during one wintry evening, as the early snow began to dust the quiet streets, that fate intervened once more. In a humble community soup kitchen, where ordinary citizens came together to share a meager yet heartfelt meal, Sam met Jorge, a gentle, soft-spoken volunteer known by almost everyone in the neighborhood. Jorge, with eyes that mirrored decades of wisdom and a smile that radiated genuine compassion, sat beside Sam at a long wooden table under the glow of a solitary lantern. As they shared a steaming bowl of soup, Jorge listened intently as Sam laid bare the burdens of his heart. "You know, my friend," Jorge said with a sincerity that made every word count, "sometimes the smallest kindness can be the beacon that guides us through our darkest nights." In that moment, with the warmth of freshly stirred soup and the genuine care radiating from Jorge, Sam realized that community was not just an abstract concept, but a living, breathing force that could mend even the most frayed spirits. The true crescendo of Sam's journey came unexpectedly during a festive, winter community gathering held in the town hall, a beautiful old building that had long served as a sanctuary for the collective hopes of its inhabitants. Soft, twinkling lights draped from the high ceilings, and a local band's gentle melodies complemented the murmur of heartfelt conversation. It was here that neighbors, friends, and even those who barely knew each other gathered to share their stories of struggle, resilience, and ultimately, triumph. With a nervous calmness and a heart no longer wholly captive to his self-doubt, Sam found himself stepping forward onto a small stage set against a backdrop of flickering candles, in front of an audience whose faces reflected a tapestry of lived experiences, joy, sorrow, and perhaps even a hint of their own battles. Sam's voice resonated with a tremulous yet unyielding determination. "I stand here before you not because my journey was easy," he began, pausing to let the silence underscore his words, "but because every act of kindness, every shared smile, every encouraging word has been a stepping stone on the path towards hope." His declaration stirred the crowd, evoking murmurs of understanding and gentle nods of empathy. "Can you imagine the height of despair I felt, only to be lifted by strangers who became my family?" he continued, inviting every listener to relive their own memories of unexpected grace. The palpable energy of that room, where every soul was bound together by the universal desire for connection and resilience, was a testament to the transformative power of empathy, an energy that held the promise of change not just for one individual, but for the entire community. As the night slowly surrendered to the embrace of early dawn, the gathering came to an end, yet its echoes resonated deeply in every heart present. The streets, once shrouded in the gloom of personal struggle, now glistened with the promise of a new beginning. Sam's journey had been one of unanticipated revelations and myriad moments of compassion, a journey that reminded everyone that even amid life's harshest storms, the light of kindness can pierce through and illuminate our paths. In the soft glow of that transformative night, Sam discovered that hope was not a faint and fleeting emotion. It was a powerful, enduring force that dwelled within each and every one of us. It was this realization that promised a brighter future, where communities united by empathy and understanding could overcome any obstacle. Now, dear viewer, before this story fades into the whispers of the night, take a moment to let its message settle in your heart. You too have the power to ignite hope with a single, sincere act of kindness. If Sam's journey has resonated with you, if his triumph over despair has kindled a spark of belief in the strength of human connection, please show your support by liking this video, sharing your thoughts in the comments, and subscribing for more stories that remind us of the transformative power of empathy. And while you're here, do check out our next video, where another tale of courage and compassion awaits. Each story a reminder that in every challenge, there lies an opportunity to create a better world. In these final moments, as you reflect on Sam's remarkable journey, remember that the legacy of hope is built through every small act of kindness. Each smile, each word of encouragement, and each moment of genuine connection adds to a ripple that can transform lives. Let this story be a gentle nudge, a reminder that no matter how dark the night, the promise of dawn is always just over the horizon. May you carry this light forward, and may your actions inspire those around you. Until our next story beckons, keep the flame of hope burning bright, and always remember that every kind gesture, no matter how small, can change the world.